All right, so we're up and we're on. Listen, today we're going to talk about something super exciting, something that is dear to my heart. One thing that we're going to start doing soon is that we are actually going to restart a YouTube channel. So all of you guys are going to be able to see it. See if this one catches as we bring it on live. And I have another camera that I'm working on over here. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right, perfect. So my camera's following me. And actually, guys, I am doing my very first live on TikTok right over here. So you guys have TikTok, you can go follow me there. This is the very first time that I'm going live on TikTok. Thank you, everybody in TikTok world over there. But today we're going to be talking about YouTube post uploads and the things that you got to do, and you got to make sure that you get done before or after you upload a video to YouTube. Now, why is YouTube so important? YouTube is critical for you because YouTube happens to be part of Google. And because it's part of Google, it becomes a search engine. So anything that you put up on YouTube is searchable. In other words, it's going to be there not only today, but it's going to be there tomorrow, months, and years from now. People can still find your content. Your content may be horrible. Yes, probably at first. It's going to be the most terrible thing you have ever seen. You go back and watch it yourself. I've gone back and watched some of my videos from the very beginning. And yes, they are terrible. But you know why? Because we were just getting started. So the one thing that you want to do is you always want to keep in mind that when you are working in a YouTube video, it's something that is going to be searchable later. So keeping that in mind, a lot of things that we did not know when we started our YouTube journey was that the little things that we were doing that were actually hurting us because we did not know. So today, the one thing that we're going to do is we're going to make sure that everything that we do it with purpose. All right. So we're going to talk about 18 different things that you can do when you upload your videos to YouTube. And the very first one of that, guess what? It's going to be, I'm going to make this a list. It's going to be here. Oh, that's not it. It's going to be your thumbnails. Okay. Your thumbnails are critical. Why is that? Because the human eye is going to perceive something and is going to actually think that it's reacting to that immediately. So how you set up your thumbnail is critical and important. If you notice, thumbnails have changed through times. Right now, as soon as you open YouTube, whether you're looking for something specific in Google, and Google serves that information to you on your screen, or if you actually go to the YouTube platform, you're going to see that a lot of the thumbnails have a large image of the subject or whatever it is that they're talking, or the person who is actually doing the video, and then it has a very large title type next to them. Well, those titles are important, and and we're going to talk about titles here in just a second, but the very first thing that's focused on is in the thumbnail. It must capture their attention, and it must do it within 2 seconds. Why is that important? Because you're going to lose their attention if you don't use those 2 seconds immediately. So your title, okay, and let's go to that, because your title is really our promise. What is the one thing that they're going to get from us? So what is number one? Is the thumbnail. Number two, let's go to white. Number two is your title. Now your title should be somewhere, around 5 to 7 words. Okay. Now, why is that? Because people, we become lazier readers with so much video and input that comes in our ways. So understanding that the people have very little patience for reading long text, what we want to make sure is that we deliver a promise to them as soon as possible. What I mean by the promise, what is the result? What is the one thing that they're going to get by watching this video? What is the result? What is the promise? It is not about me. It is about the result that they're going to get when they're done watching this content. So what we're going to do is we want to make sure that the promise, for example, one that I heard this morning, and it caught my attention, was immediately, it just started like this. Okay, I actually wrote it down because it impressed me. It said, your accountant has been stealing from you, but they didn't mean to. I mean, excuse me? And it was about an accounting firm saying, about tax planning. And it says most accountants don't do tax planning. So they're stealing because they're allowing somebody else to steal from you. So it went into the whole story, but immediately caught my attention because it was something about me. It was something that I was going to be interested on. For an example, 5 tricks to double your productivity. Okay. 5 things that you can do to double your productivity. That is a results-based title. That is something that they're going to get because they came to watch your presentation. Okay, so so we have that. So then you get titles. Number 3. Oh, this is one that is critical and everybody needs to work on. Okay, I used to commit this mistake all the time. File names. File names. This is one of the things that I'm going to suggest. Create a series of folders with subfolders. Create your very first folder so that what you do is this is the raw video that is coming in. This is the edited version. This is the final version. You have 3 folders within a subfolder of a particular topic. So you can even create, I'm going to talk about a playlist here in a little bit, but you can create your folders within topics where there's going to be entertaining, where there's going to be with calls to actions for a particular download, a free download, or a challenge that you may be having, or a Facebook group that you may be pointing people to, or whatever it is. You can have different folders. But the most important part is this: when you name your files, you want to rename them before you upload them. So that file name that you got from the little SD card from your computer, that's MG7215 .mp4 or .mov, you cannot upload that. Okay, actually look at the title of your video. Your title should be full with keywords. We're going to talk about that in here just a second. So that title, you should rename the file to that before you upload it. Why is that? Because when you upload it, it starts the indexing process. YouTube is actually going to start the indexing process at that one particular moment. So you want to make sure that every video is going to be indexed correctly when it gets uploaded onto the YouTube platform. So you want to make sure you do that. Okay, those are your file names. Okay, that's number 3. Number 4, video description. Your video description is critical because this is going to be the one that you are actually going to craft, that you are actually going to take your time. So one is going to be the title is going to appear in the thumbnail, and the other one is the description. That's going to be a paragraph, the very first paragraph in content. That has to have your keywords in it because this has got to be part of your search engine optimization. This is part of the information that you are going to be given, okay, YouTube, so that they can start indexing what the video that you are going to be uploading. All right, so you got to make sure that you got a hook, you got an intriguing hook. You got to make sure that people are actually going to see the information that you want them to see. All right, then number 5 is tags. So we have the video description for number 4. Okay, the video description, and then in number 5 we're going to go with number 5 is your tags. Tags are still relevant. Okay, so you want to make sure you use the right tags when you do your keyword search. Okay, your tags. When you do your keyword search, make sure that you take some of those words and you put them into the tags so that the tags are embedded with it. They're still relevant. Okay, because they're used for indexing, almost the same as your hashtags. Now, in the hashtags, and we're going to put hashtags just a little bit further down. We're going to talk about them. Okay, but you want to make sure that you utilize the tags. The tags are critical for indexing. This is something that is used internal by YouTube when you're going to upload your video. Then number 6, you have your playlist. Okay, oh my gosh, playlists are critical for your success, and here's the reason why. When you use your playlist. Basically, what you're allowing people to do is that when they find a video of yours that they like, and they say, oh, I like the content on this particular video, then they're going to be able to say, let me look at more of the videos that are of this same nature. So if you're doing videos that are educational, if you're doing videos that have a particular call to action, if you're doing a video that has something to do with relevant news, you can create a playlist for that. So if people want to know what your comments are, what your takes are on those particular pieces of information or the news that are happening, they're going to go to your playlist and they're going to look at the other comments that you may have about what is going on in the news, or your commentaries and so forth. So playlists are very good to create what we call binge watching. In other words, they're going to stay there and they're going to watch more of your content. The more content that they watch of you, then what happens is the algorithm's going to pick that up and it's going to start spreading your video to other people, like the ones that are watching, because it is presumed that they also have the same opinions of you and they may be interested in watching this particular content. So we have that, and in there I have a big long list, and I'm going to put it right below the video on this. If you guys are watching this from the outside and you're interested in this, just let me know. We'll send you the list as well. Okay, but for example, you can have expert insights, client wins, behind the business, the founder's journey. You can tell about the stories of what things that you are doing while you're building your business. You can talk about your clients, about the journeys, about the obstacles, so the things that they have to go through to get the results that they now have. So you can have all these different playlists, and people will connect with you, and they will be going through those things there. All right. So engagement. Oh, this is critical. Hey guys, don't forget about the engagement. Okay. And let me bring this one back over here. Let me make this a little bit smaller and bring it back over here. Let me go to green over here. 7, engagement. Oh my goodness, engagement, it is critical. Make sure that you have a notation. Make sure that you have some kind of a system so that you get notified as soon as somebody comments on your video. Why? Because comments and responses are critical. It's telling the algorithm that people are interested in what it is that you are actually putting out there, the content that you're putting out there, and they're going to connect with you. So make sure that you have your alarm. Make sure that you have um, that you have notifications so that you can connect back with people. Okay, for all of you who are connecting in TikTok, thank you so much for being there. This is our first live in TikTok. We finally crossed 1,000 subscribers, so we're here. We're going to be delivering more content to you guys. All right, so super excited about this. I've been waiting for this moment for a long time. So thank you for my team for making it possible. So friends, if you're there, thank you so much. All right, so anyhow, so continue, right? So what we have is comments and engagement. This is critical. One of the things that you can do is you can create a group of like-minded individuals, and then you can help each other. As soon as you post a video, share that video link with them, or let them know, hey, listen guys, tomorrow at 10 I'm going to be posting a video. I'll send you a reminder. It's going to be about X, so that they're prepared, so they know what your video is, even though they may know you, they're your friends, your colleagues, and they already know what it is that you're going to talk about. But give it a little heads up, maybe some bullet points or something, so they can be ready to comment. As soon as that video goes up, the very first hour is critical, but the very first few minutes, if somebody can go there, give it a like and give it a comment, a substantial comment, not just, oh, this is cool, a nice substantial comment. And then what is going to happen is that the algorithm is going to perceive that as content that is wanted and needed. It doesn't matter if it's positive or negative. Okay, YouTube does not care, and in Facebook and Instagram, they don't care if it's positive or negative. They just want interactions. They just want comments, and they're going to send that out. So you can utilize that portion of it. So it's important to do. Now, I mentioned hashtags earlier. Okay, let me go to number 8 over here. Go back to this color. Okay, so make sure that you got your hashtags. Hashtags are important, but don't use more. I suggest only use 3. Okay, some people are going to say you can use up to 5. I'm actually going to tell you, use only 3. And here's the reason why. Because more than that, it almost seems like you're begging. I don't want you begging. I want you positioning yourself. So make sure that the hashtags are relevant. Make sure that the hashtags are the ones that people can come and get. Okay, so that they can search through your hashtags. So, but no more than 3. Okay, no more than that. Okay, end screens. Oh, when you're finishing your video. Okay. in your end screen, you can always suggest another video. Important for you to be able to do that. Okay, it is very important for you to be able to do that. Okay, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you lead the people that are connecting with you, that you can actually tell them where to go next. If this is part of, I don't know, I think TikTok just put a crown on me or something. But anyhow, the one thing that you can do is make sure that when you end the video, you let them know, hey, listen, this is part of a series. Click here to follow on the next video. Okay, or you can tell them I talked about that earlier on a prior video, and you can actually set up your end screen, so before videos and the upcoming video, and then you can lead people to your playlists as well. So you always not only retaining, you're also guiding them through the rest of the experience. The end screens, internal links. I love internal links. Okay, I'm just going to use the link symbol. Now, internal links are cool because you can actually send people through your websites or your landing pages. Now, here's a suggestion. When you do that, say it, say the domain name, and then spell it out, and then repeat it again. And if you want, spell it out a second time. Now, here's the reason for that. When you spell it out, the one thing that's going to happen is that people are going to be able to, they're going to stop the video so that they can write it down. Or they may even end up rewinding the video. Okay. So the cool thing about that is that, it is perceived as video that has engagement with your with community. So as people are watching your video or they're listening, they're going to be able to connect with you. Okay, so I hope you guys got that. Okay, let me check something else over here. Make sure we got it all. Make sure we got it all. All right, perfect. So we got that. So we have internal links. Subtitles. Woohoo! Subtitles. This is cool. Look, guys, we're already on number 11. Okay, subtitles. Important. A lot of times people are going to watch the video. They might be in a situation where they cannot listen to the video. They might be in a situation where they're at work or something, and they're not supposed to be doing this. But if they are, they may not be able to have audio to listen to it. So if you have subtitles, that's going to help you to have greater reach. Also, for people that are learning a second language, it is important for them to be able to read it as well as listening to it, so you're helping them out. But what's going to happen is this: when you upload your video, okay, make sure that you upload your video and you leave it unlisted. Hey guys, listen to this. You leave it unlisted for at least 48 hours. Why unlisted for 48 hours? You're giving the algorithm the time to be able to connect with the video. You're giving the algorithm time to get the transcript so that it can have it ready in different languages and be ready to promote it, because it knows that the video has already been uploaded. So that is a plus for you. All right. So this is your subtitles. Upload timing. Okay, so let's continue back over here. Let's go for another side. Upload. This is what we're talking about earlier. The very first hour is crucial. Engagement is essential. This is where you want to make sure that you let a couple of people know, hey, listen, I've just uploaded a video. It is important. Can you please go comment on my video? Okay, and that way is going to be able to get out there. This is a strategy that you can utilize with a couple of friends, so this is critical. Now, this is the time, not when you upload it, when it actually goes live. Remember, we have uploaded it. We left it unlisted for 24, 48 hours, allowing the algorithm to do all the work that it's going to do. And then once we go live, we let our friends know, go there and like it or comment on it. Okay. The initial engagement is critical. That's what we were talking about earlier. Okay. The initial engagement is where you want people to come and comment so that you want to respond. All right. I know that I did this to a friend of mine's video when I finally caught it, and it was like 2 o'clock in the morning or something. And he said I got the notification, but I was so tired that I couldn't get up to respond. But guess what? This is all he does. This is YouTube channel, so he is on it 24/7 to make sure that he responds, and it has to be. And it has to be that that you are able to respond. Okay, so it doesn't have to be immediate, but if you can, it's more power to you. And for the word short integrations. Oh my God, here we go. So if you're doing a video, you know that we have reels and stories, and YouTube has shorts. The one thing that you want to make sure is that any video that you do, that you actually take it and from the top down, so that you understand. For example, right now I am doing 18 different things that I'm talking about. So if I take the title, each one of the sections, I can have 18 different shorts out of this here today. All right. So shorts, when you do your long video, make sure that you're paused and you have titles for the different sections of your video. That way you can cut it into tiny little pieces. So if you can do a 30-minute video with 2 minutes per section, and really you have 15 shorts that you can get out of this 15-minute video. So always make sure that you plan your videos so that the editing makes it a lot easier once you're done with your recording. All right. So cross promotion, number 15. Okay. Cross promo. What does that mean? It means that you can record your video in different devices. I remember sometime back when we had Periscope and Instagram and all of these things, and there wasn't a way that you could integrate all of these platforms into one single software for transmission. Now there are. You have Restream and Ecamm and what is it, StreamYard, and all these different softwares out there that integrates multiple platforms together so that you can stream to all of them at the same simultaneously. But back at the beginning of this whole thing, there weren't. So you actually needed to have like four, if you wanted to transmit to 4 different locations, you had to have like 4 different phones. Some were vertical, some were horizontal. I mean, it was just crazy. All right. Nowadays, you don't need that, but you can. So what we're talking about cross promotion is make sure that you can grab that video, okay, and you get that video so that you can download it, edit it if you have to, and then utilize it in your different platforms so that you can have multiple uses or propagation of that one single video. So that is so cool. Community tab. Oh, this is something new that YouTube has, and it's the community tab. Okay, your community tab. Now, the good thing about the community tab is that it creates a community inside of YouTube with people that are like-minded, people that want to connect with you. You can create a community for them. And that way, whenever you put a new video, you can immediately let your community know, and then your community is going to be able to respond to that one video as you uploaded it. Okay, then we have audience retention. Okay, guys, now let's get into the analytics. Okay. So the next thing that you have is audience retention. This is where you want to take a look at a video, and you're going to see a graph. In audience retention, you're going to have a graph, and that graph is going to tell you that, your viewers started here and then they went down. Okay, so this is going to be the amount of people that are watching it, and this is going to be time. All right, and then you're going to see where they dropped off. Key and important for you to go back and rewatch that video and actually figure out what happened here. What did you say, or what happened there that you lost them all? Now, remember that if your channel has already been monetized, it could have been an ad. Okay? And the ad was better than whatever it was that you were talking, that they clicked on it and they left. All right? So before you get to monetize your channel, you're going to be able to see the drop off. And the one thing that you want to make sure is that you go back and you watch the video. What was it that you said? What was the transition? What happened at that particular moment that you started losing your audience? Can you go back and cut that video there? Yes. Can you go back and re-record after that to try to maintain their retention and re-upload the video? Absolutely, you can. You're going to re-upload the video. You're going to do it within your title, in your subtitle, or maybe the title was already catching. That's what brought people in, so we'll leave that alone. Okay, but now we'll re-upload the video, and then we'll watch the behavior of the people that are watching the content coming to us. So we want to make sure that we do that. And then lastly, Exactly what we were just talking about. So you got the real life. Oh, can't even write anymore. So real life tweaks. So what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we go back and we look at all those things. Can you re-upload a video with a different title? Yes, you can. Can you re-upload a video with a different subtitle? Absolutely. Can you change the description of a video? 100%. Okay, you just want to make sure that you reconnect with your audience. The one things that you want to do, there are some platforms out there that are going to allow you to upload your video. They will give you the transcript of it. They're also going to give you your timeline, so you can upload that in the description, so you can help break up the video at the very top, which is highly suggested that you do that. It looks like a much more organized video, and it's going to help you people upload it and feel that it's a little bit better that way. So, and yeah, so those are the 18 things that you need to do to make sure that when you upload a video, I got a whole checklist and notations on this. So I'm going to make sure that all of this gets into the program area. That way you guys have access to the sheets with all my bullet points and all the other notations on there as well. This is just the overview of building or uploading your videos to your YouTube channel. Okay, so you make sure that you get it. Now, where do you get this? We got this from Adam Hy-Vee, one of the YouTube creators that was with us this past week at our mastermind. And this is some of the things that he was discussing, and he gave us some tips. And I am going to be in the process of relaunching my YouTube channel. So you guys can follow us there. You can see the process. You can see me doing all 18 of these things. We're going to be doing some behind the scene editing videos. So you follow me and you guys are going to be able to get a view of what it is like to relaunch a YouTube video. And I'm doing it here publicly. This is a challenge for me and for all of you to do as well. What's up, TikTok? You say hello. You guys gotta, I don't know, click, double tap or something. Okay, and make sure you let me know that you're still there, and then we'll continue to deliver. And what's up, everybody over here? Miss Irma, are you okay? Everybody okay over here? Oh, what are you drinking? Wait. Is that like a mimosa or something? Miss Fonda says, I am not confessing to anything this morning. Just orange juice? All right, perfect. All right, so we got this content for YouTube. So who is going to venture to do a video for YouTube now? No. There's so much that we do on a daily basis. Guys, for you guys that are here in TikTok, there's so much that we do on a daily basis that can be documented. I have a good friend of mine, and I actually like to, I like to make fun with her because, she grew a very large audience in the multi-millions, okay, by doing one thing. And I always say that she is the only person that I ever known that did this. She cooked dinner for her family every day at 5 p.m. All right. The difference is that she did it with her phone. She always shared what she was cooking, and then she allowed people to download the recipes of what she was doing. And then from there, she was going to be able to offer them, after they got the recipe, free recipe, they would offer them a quick downloadable ebook, for some recipes. And then that was part of a collection. And then she was always selling something, very, very, very low ticket. She did very well with it. And but guess what she did? What she did was she cooked dinner, and then she shared what she was doing for her family at the same time with her audience, and her audience was connecting with her, and then she was able to monetize that. So everybody, every one of us, the difference is that we need to realize where we're at in our business, right? Most of us are artists. We love what we do. We're passionate about what we do. But we leave the artist, that passion where we're at, and then we try to become entrepreneurs. And we feel uncomfortable. We feel uncomfortable in front of the camera. We feel uncomfortable doing the things that we got to do. Why? Because we're artists, but we're trying to be entrepreneurs so that we can grow a business. And then we have to move into managerial positions or leadership positions. And we feel uncomfortable with those too. Why? Because we're not managerial types and we're not leader types. We are artists, but we're forced to change hats to do these other things just so that we can run our businesses. And the best thing that we can do is recognize that if we are artists, let's stay in our space. Let's understand the other areas, but maybe what we need to do is hire people for those to run those other areas for us. so that we can stay in our lane, so that we can continue to be the artists that we are and to do the things that we want to do most. I mean, yes, listen, the first time that you get in front of the camera, the first time that you do a video, probably you're going to feel like that sucked. And guess what? It probably did. All right. But the only way that you're going to get at it or get better at it is by being a good sucky. So if we got to suck a lot, that's what we got to do. Okay, we're going to do that just so that we can get to the other side. Because you know what? Everything and anything starts with a beginning. And nobody is good at what they do at the very beginning. But we get better as we do it. And as we do more of it, we lose the fear of it. So that's my challenge to you all. To take this knowledge, to take this checklist of 18 different things that you can do in YouTube, okay? Right here. Take this list. We'll do this here. Let me bring these guys over. And that's why I like my board. I'm going to put the 13 here. I'm going to bring you here. I'm going to go there. And then I'm going to bring you here. And then I can bring the whole thing bigger over here in the screen. All right, perfect. There we go. All right, so there you guys go. So you guys have it back nice, big, and screen. You got all 18 points, okay, with my crazy handwriting, right? But you have it on screen. So that's what you got to do. Hey, guys, follow this. People in TikTok, thank you so much for being here. We're actually going to log out, and I don't even know how to log out of this thing. Anybody know how to log out, how to stop it live on TikTok? I have no clue. Dun, 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 dun. So let's see. We go to more. Is it more?
I think you just have to X out.
Oh, wait. Yes, and like I found a little tiny button. Oh, those guys are something else. It got a little tiny button in the top right-hand corner to end it. All right. See you later, TikTok. I had 152 viewers. Hey, somebody send me glitter. Ooh. So cool. Well, you guys got to see me do my very first TikTok. How about that?
It was good.
Oh, thank you. My very first TikTok. That's cool. So now I can die in peace. Check. Done. All right, everybody here in the academy, who's going to do a video to upload to YouTube? Oh my goodness gracious, everybody's tripping.
I'm really bad at that.
I have
was that?
to.
I'm really bad.
That's okay.
I'm going to sign up for this channel. How do we do that? Actually, I don't have a YouTube channel.
Oh, you got to, if you have a Gmail account, you can start a YouTube channel.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna do it, Ruben. I'm gonna do it. I'm coming back to social media. I'm gonna be on it.
Good. And listen, it doesn't have to be complicated. It can be a simple series. I mean, you're out walking right now, right? Okay. So what do you do when you walk? Do you listen to a podcast or something? You know what? If you make that a habit, I'll tell you the very first time that I did it. The very first time that I did it with a purpose in mind, and I did it for 30 days. That was my goal. 30 days every morning, I got up and I did a video. I listened to a podcast or something. I made little notations on a Post-it note. Okay. Then I took that little sticky thing from the Post-it note and I put it right on my phone. And what I did is I went out for a walk 2 blocks away from my house. There was a little lake. There was some, parrots or something that lived in the lake. The lake had turtles, they had birds, So I always took some bread with me or something. And guess what I did? On the way there, I talked about what I just heard on the podcast. here's my 3 bullet points. I shared my camera. I showed the ducks or the turtles or something. So there was something, of nature with that. Then I brought the camera back to me. I finished with another thought. Think about that. 30 days I did that. After 30 days that I connected with an audience, I made an offer. That 30 days, the very first time that I did it, generated over $60,000 in income. Okay? But, I had a purpose. But every morning I went out at the same time and I engaged with people. All right? I have a good friend of mine. Okay, and it's a good friend. Is a good friend now. It started just as an online mentor. He's, I've had an opportunity to be with him on several private occasions, and he's a good friend. And his name is Russell Brunson. And one of the things that he went through some years ago is that he went through a really bad period in his life, in his business life, economically. That he went, he had to file, bankruptcy, let a lot of people go, and so forth. That period of time that he went through that drama. Every morning on the way from his home to work, the one things that he did, it was that he recorded it live on his phone. There were days that he pulled over and cried because of what was happening in the business. He had to let go of people. And then he would tell us, and today, the attorney's coming over. We're going to go see the landlord. I think the appointment's about 10:30 or so. And, I got this 2-year lease on this 5,000 square foot building or something like that, and oh my God, I couldn't even afford my own salary this month. I'm going to pay rent for 3 years or whatever it was, and it's just, so you guys just stay with me for the day, and tomorrow I'll let you know what happened. And guess what? It was a soap opera. So everybody stayed connected. Every morning we tuned in to see what was happening in Russell's life. What was next. And he built a huge, large audience. And because he opened his heart, because he was actually human during that period of time, and he told us the struggles that he was going through, more people connected. When he launched his next venture, it was easier for him to connect with people. Okay. And because they were already following him and they got to know the heart of the person. So, you can share, parts of your day. Miss Fonda does it. I mean, she's working on documents right now. She can easily go live and just say a couple of things and have people watch her as she works, and then answer questions from there. So there's nothing stopping you. You don't have to have a specific style. All you got to do is turn the camera on. Okay? And you can just focus on the needs of your people. We good? Miss Vanessa, how are you?
Taking it all in, Ruben.
Got to do the vids. I know you were in court here today. That was cool. Did you do any videos there?
I did. I caught everything on footage. It was real interesting.
Good. Use those videos.
Yeah.
Chop them up, using today, using tomorrow, specifically if they're relevant to the current news. And I think that a lot of us rebels are missing out on that right now. I mean, anything that you see in the news, I mean, we don't have to approve or disapprove. We're just reporters. Okay? And we just say, guys, this is happening here right now. And then just ask people, it just has people give you an opinion. You're going to get hate and you're going to get love, but guess what? All you're doing is driving the algorithm. I mean, I got a good friend of mine who left the States and now lives in Dubai. And of course, now he's talking about the opposite side of things that are happening, and all the people that follow him from here hate him. And he's picking up a whole bunch of new friends over there, okay, in the Middle East because of the things that he's saying. And guess what? At the end of the day, he's still selling stuff, and now he just went from one market that used to buy to another market that buys from him now. Okay, so I'm not saying that that is the right or wrong, but he is a marketer, okay, and he's going to market, to the market where he's at. So, the one things that we want to do is we can become reporters. We can just put the videos and signal to them, okay, and that way, because if you start posting, if any of us start posting videos about the current news every day, at the same time, we find something, guess what's going to happen? Just like Más Noticias a las 10, okay? People start tuning into your channel because they like the way you say things. They like you. They like your shoes. I don't know, something, so they're going to come over and connect with your channel because you're talking their language. Okay?
Yeah, just now with the everything going on, of course, I do asylum, a defensive asylum, and my one video, I think a week ago on TikTok, it reached like 5,000 views. I've never had that. Then I went to the protest. That was like another 1,500. The next one was another like 1,200. And then now this one at the court. And I've actually gotten calls off of it.
Awesome.
Just doing prose motions, and they're working. They're going through. They're getting accepted in El Paso. So it's working.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, just keep them going. Okay, keep them going because those things are going to feed you, and then find a way to put them in YouTube also. Okay,
Next
because
step, yeah.
that's a search engine, and make sure you use all of you have a Gmail account, so you can go to Google's keyword planner. Okay, and use the keyword planner for the things that people are searching right now. Okay, top search phrases, top search terms, and it'll tell you, Google will say, hey, listen, this month 2 million people already looked up ice. Okay, and then you say, okay, if people are looking for ice, how can I add the word ice into my title or my subtitle? Okay, and that way, and then look at the combination of words. You know, ICE deports citizen. Oh, how many times has that been searched for this month? Okay, and that because listen, if it wasn't a relevant title, I bet you that all the news medias would not have it in the titles of the articles. They have it there because people are going to search it, and that way they can play with people and the news. Really good book. Ah, thought I had it right here. Yeah, I do. I have it. Hello. Ah. Propaganda by Edward Bernays. Oh my God, an amazing book. I mean, reading this book, it showed me so much of how we're manipulated by the news and by the media. Okay, Edward Bernays is the father of public relations. He's the one who actually made women smoke. Can you believe that? Women did not used to smoke. Okay, but he said that you could be just as powerful as the men with the torch of freedom. So he sold the torch of freedom to women back in the 1920s. Remember the women in the 1920s movies that they had those long tips for their cigarettes and stuff so they could look classy? He's the one who did that. All right. And I mean, so many different things in World War I and World War II. He just died in 1985, I think it was. And, you know, all the things that he's done throughout time that, you know, has helped shape how we think and how we do things. And it is just because we have been manipulated to think in a particular way, you know. So we need to take advantage of those things. It's just all marketing. All right. Perfect. Comments, questions? Okay, I'm going to upload this video.
There.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, everyone. I'm so really bad in doing that type of stuff. Can you give us like a little short example of how will you do it and maybe in another time?
Absolutely.
I know I'm seeing and I'm following you, but I would like to see.
Yeah, it just okay. Not a problem. Irma, I understand. Okay, I want you to focus on doing the things that you're comfortable at right now. In the academy, we do a lot of different things. All right. And everybody is at a different level. Some people have more experience in immigration. Some people have experience in other areas. And immigration is something new that they're throwing into their life. So everybody is coming in from different walks of life at different experiences. So when we give you different things like this, it's for those who are ready. This is what I need to do. I can do this. And then you can run with it. For some other people, this is going to say like, man, I'm not ready for that yet. Let me focus on this particular area of my business. So you pick the areas that you need to focus on to grow your business first. Okay? Don't feel like you have to, everybody here, don't feel like you have to do everything. Okay? Because you're not ready for everything. But we got people at different levels, so we're going to give everybody a little bit of information. All right? Okay? And doing the video, it really, I used to complicate it more than what it was. Doing a video is just documenting a process. I used to think that I had to create content. Now I document content. Okay. So in other words, I'll put the camera over here and I'll document what I'm doing. Okay. So I'm not literally talking to the camera. I'm just here doing what I'm doing and the camera's watching. And that's content, documentation. And that a lot of people can do that. Okay. So perfect. Anybody else? Comments, questions, going once. Comment, questions, going twice.
Is this video available that I could rewatch and kind of pull
Yes,
up?
ma'am. It'll be in the implementation workshop area probably this afternoon in the
Okay.
in your members area. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, with the transcript, and I'll have all my notes and stuff on there too. All right. Going.
I have one question, Ruben.
Yes, ma'am.
On number 10, while I was taking my note, I think I missed number 10.
Internal links.
Internal links.
Yeah, internal links is when you talk about, well, listen, you guys can go to dscript.com and that's going to be dscript.com, dscript.com. So what happens is that if you say it fast, a lot of times, I have a hard time when people spell things out because English is my second language. All right. So when people, when they say things too fast, I'm not going to get them. So I learned a long time ago, and actually the algorithm confirms it, that if you're going to say something like that, take a deep breath, spell it out, and then give it again. So you mentioned it 3 times. What's going to happen is people may stop the video, take note, and replay the video or rewind it. Okay? Because it was so important that you repeated it. Okay, so it will, people will rewind or stop because if you repeated it, it must have been important for them. It was not something just in passing that you mentioned. Okay, and that's going to help the video go a little bit further by the algorithm. Okay, hope that helps.
Yes, thank you.
Perfect. All right, everybody, it's a Saturday, and this one is a wrap.
I have a question.
Yes,
Sorry.
ma'am. I thought you said you
Sorry.
had one.
It's the last one from previous class. I tried to uninstall the Zoom thing and reinstall, but camera still didn't work.
Huh. Have you
I don't
connected
know.
anything new to your computers?
No, everything is the same.
That you said that was a PC, right?
Yes.
And when you select your video camera on the bottom left?
Yeah,